Adidas EVO SL, the shoe designed for you to run in or not, inspired by their best ever performance shoe, the Pro Evo 1, born from fast culture, which isn't just about becoming faster. Fast culture is a mindset that unites runners from how they race to how they live. In today's full review, I'm going to be talking everything Adidas EVO SL. So how the shoe feels, the usability, the durability, and why the helly this shoe is so goddamn popular. Disclaimer guys, I purchased the EVO SL with my own money. Everything that I say in this video is my own opinion, of course. You should take it all with a pinch of salt. Best thing that you can do is head down to your local running store, try a whole bunch of shoes on, find out what's best for you and your foot, and then happy days. So let's firstly just get the rapid fire specs out the way. So it is 235 grams for my US 8.5, which is insane. I actually looked up how heavy the Adidas Pro 3 is, and it's the same, which blows my mind. So it's got 37 mil in the heel and 30.5 millimeters in the forefoot. It's got a full slab of Light Strike Pro underfoot, and they combine that with a nylon midfoot shank. It's got a lightweight upper made from a thin engineered mesh, which I find quite comfortable. And it of course takes its silhouette from the infamous EVO Pro 1. Maybe not the black version, but the white version here definitely looks like the Pro Evo 1. And we put them side by side next to each other. Oh, where's a good frame? Yeah, they look very, very similar. The difference being obviously in the foam and of course the weight. Like I feel like if I throw this up, it just floats down almost. I had to turn the fan off, otherwise this thing will bloody blow off the couch. And this shoe is, in my opinion, the best looking shoe on the market. Absolute beauty. But enough about the EVO 1. We're talking about the EVO SL. And I think its price point is definitely one of its greatest features, because $240 is so competitive, especially for a premium slab of Adidas's premium racing foam. Like you just don't hear about that in any other brands. I mean, apart from obviously the Super Blast, but this is just in a league of its own. I mean, even the Super Blast has a bit of a mixture with the foams, but this one is, yeah, genuinely just a big old slab of Light Strike Pro, and I'm here for it. So that little nylon shank that I was talking about earlier is positioned just in the middle of the forefoot there, and I think that is honestly just put there to add a little bit of stability, because as you guys would know, this is it doesn't have any energy rods like the Pro 3 and the Pro 4. So it is just Light Strike Pro, and I think it still needed that bit of stability thrown in there by the shank, which I think is working beautifully. So how does the shoe feel? If you've ever run in a pair of shoes with Light Strike Pro, you know that is a hell of a comfortable ride underfoot. But with the responsiveness, you just don't usually see in a shoe that feels so soft at the same time. Due to it only having a small nylon shank or a mini plate in the middle of the forefoot, it can feel quite unstable at times, but like most shoes that feel a little bit unstable at first, as you start to pick up the pace, open your stride up and start to land a little bit further forward on your foot, the instability goes away. Well, at least for me anyway. One thing that I was really happy with is there is a decent amount of room in the toe box, and the overall shoe is really quite comfortable. One of the things that I was most looking forward to was taking this thing out on a long run, and that's exactly what I did. I actually took this out for my longest run of my Ballarat prep, a 37-kilometer long run. And they performed exactly how I would like them to, providing enough cushion to keep me protected and comfortable, but also they didn't lose that magic or that pop all the way up into the 37-kilometer mark. I remember thinking that when I finished that run, that this shoe would be a really great option for somebody who isn't looking to invest $350 for a premium top-of-the-line race option for their first marathon or maybe their second marathon. This shoe would honestly be such a great pick for that. I could actually see myself wearing this for a slightly less serious marathon, and I reckon I would be completely happy with the performance that it gives me. Because the foam is exactly the same as the Adidas Pro 3, and it just feels more comfortable and slightly less responsive. So what is the usability? What have I been using the EVO SL for? You comfy? Geez, it's been a while since I've had chili in the background of the video. Versatile. It's the first word that comes to mind when I'm describing this shoe to people. I've used the EVO SL for a range of runs and paces. One thing I will say is that you can run easy in it. I prefer not to do the super slow plod runs in these, just because they do give off a very race day option, a very speed shoe option for me. And they can be slightly unstable on the easier runs, and I think I just would rather something with a wider base to do the bulk of my mileage in, but that's just me personally. What I will say, I do think that this shoe shines at maybe, for me personally, around 4:30 pace per kilometer, maybe down to maybe 10 seconds faster than marathon pace. That was very specific to me. I think maybe I could just summarize by saying, I think this is made for the tempo work, something that you want that comfort for, but you're not just going out for a slow, easy jog, maybe a faster paced long run, or maybe a session where you're not looking for tip-top performance with turnover, but you're just looking for something solid that is going to be comfortable. You can warm up in, you can do your session, you can cool down in it and be pretty happy with it. That's where I think this shoe falls in. Back to usability. So I think this shoe, it just looks so goddamn good that I could honestly imagine somebody walking into an Adidas retail store and picking these up off the shelf, buying them. They don't have any intention of running in them. They're honestly just gonna be wearing them as a lifestyle shoe. It's walkable, it's runnable, and extremely affordable. So I mean, honestly, what more could you ask for? Okay, durability. So I've run 165 kilometers in these bad boys so far. And I would say that is about 95% on the roads or footpaths, and then about maybe 5% where I've sprinkled in some very, very light trails at the spit. The wear and tear that you're seeing right now is mostly from roads, and then yeah, maybe a little bit from the trails. I think that Continental rubber is the most goated rubber of all of the running shoes. I will say, I didn't say this earlier, but the grip on this is really, really good. I've run in the rain and it's pulled up nicely. You can obviously see that the black coloring on the foam is starting to wear there, but that's exposed. So exposed foam, honestly, doesn't bother me. I don't care what happens to that. It's the rubber that I want to see intact, and so far so good. I mean, if you were to maybe wear this and smash the trails, I could definitely see the durability on this being an issue and probably not being the best. But if you're just wearing it for majority of roads like I am, then, unless you've got maybe a crazy hot spot where you really land on the one spot in your foot and you seem to have problems in all of your shoes, I can't really see the outsole being much of a problem, and I can see these lasting for, look, upwards of maybe 500 Ks. I'm only 160 Ks in, but yeah, I could probably see 3 times the amount of mileage that I've got on these lasting. I've seen people online, they've been bashing the durability of the SL, but like, honestly guys, it's $240. It's great value. Like, how good do you expect it to be? Do you expect to run 1,000 kilometers in a $240 shoe? I don't know. That seems pretty crazy. If that was the case, hell yeah, that's amazing. But for a shoe that is so versatile and you can run faster in it, and it's so light, 230 grams, like you're not gonna get a super durable shoe at 230 grams with racing foam underneath and such a performance aspect. I just think the shoes that make 1,000 kilometers, they're usually bricks or boats. So yeah, I'll leave that up to you. All right, let's get into some comparisons. So the black EVO SL, I'm definitely gonna have to compare this one to the white EVO SL. They feel very, very similar. Just kidding. But if I had to compare this to a shoe, I think maybe, it was quite hard to compare to, because the obvious comparison is the Adidas Adios Pro 3, just because I think it literally is that same shoe with a different upper and without the energy rods. I genuinely think that's the case. I'm not sure if it's the case, but they're both Lightstrike Pro, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. The other comparison maybe would be the Saucony Speed 4, but in all honesty, this is just in a different league of its own. Like, I can't really compare the two, because this one definitely feels so much more like a racing foam underfoot. The Saucony definitely feels like a trainer. This one to me feels a lot more on the side of racing, of a racer. So who do I think should buy this shoe? I think if you're a person that is looking for a race day option, but you're not ready to invest $300 to $400 on a shoe just yet, then I think this shoe is gonna be a great option for you. If you're looking for a shoe that can do the bulk of your mileage, road mileage that is, and it is at a wonderful price point, then this is definitely the shoe for you. And who do I think shouldn't buy this shoe? I think definitely if you are looking for a super stable option, then this probably isn't gonna be the best option for you. It does tend to make my foot roll in, but like I said, at the faster paces, it kind of goes away a little bit more. But if you really need that super stable option, then I don't think this is gonna be the greatest pick for you. And you definitely shouldn't buy this shoe if you hate looking good. In conclusion, I think what Adidas have done with the EVO SL is really what everyone has been asking for, a premium racing foam in a tempo trainer without a plate. I know the Super Blast is pretty much that, but like I said before, this shoe, it's just in a league of its own. You cannot compare, in my opinion. I have to say that. This shoe, it just hits so much better. Do you guys agree? I cannot wait to see what they do for the EVO SL2. I mean, hopefully they put in a massive slab of the Light Stripe Pro from the Adios Pro 4, or maybe they grab the foam out of the Pro Evo one. That would be epic. But did you cop a pair of the EVO SLs? Do you like them? Let me know in the comments below, guys. That is gonna conclude my full review of the Adidas Adizero EVO SL. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future content. Lots of shoe reviews coming up in the future. I've got plenty of shoes that I've just been waiting to try, waiting to review, but I didn't have the time through the Ballarat prep. So now I am so ready. We've got a race in 2 weeks. So much going on. Make sure you subscribe and follow along for the journey. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next one. Peace.